Alright, boys and girls, time for another flipped video. Today's video is going to be a second part of place value. Last week we were talking about each digit in the place value. This week we're going to be talking about how to write place value in words and how to write it in expanded form. So time to share my screen. And we are going to be talking all about Iron Man this time. This is Iron Man's costume in Avengers 2, and this is Iron Man's costume that he's going to be wearing in Captain America 3. And between those two movies, he is making $80,562,137, which is a lot. If you remember from the Minions movie, they made more than that, but this is just how much the guy who plays Iron Man is getting paid. So when we have the numbers that are just digits like this, it's pretty straightforward. That's called standard form. So you just need to know that standard form is when it's written in numbers. Now we are going to do written form, which written form is when it is written out in words. So written form is words. And let's practice that now. So in written form, it's really helpful to do it if you box off each period like this. That's why I've boxed them off and I've labeled it. Because all you do is you look at each box. So let's look at the millions period first. So that is 80 is in there. And we know that 80 is the number in there, and we know it's in a million period. So we go 80 million. We see there's a comma right here, so I'm going to put a comma there. I look at my next period. And in the box I have 562 within the period, and it's in the thousands period, so I write 1,000. I see a comma, and then I see that I have 100. I'm going to have to drop to another line here. 37. Now, because that's the ones period, we don't have to put anything at the end. So written form is pretty straightforward. Look at each box, each place value, each period, write the numbers you see inside, and then put the period name at the end. So I followed that same thing. So written form, pretty straightforward. The next one we're going to talk about is going to be expanded form. And now expanded form is you take the digit and you multiply it by the place value. It's a little different than expanded form that you did in third grade. This is the fourth grade version. So we start with the biggest place value, so we go parentheses, and we see the digit there is 8. So we do 8 times, and it's always 1. It's in the 10 millionths place value, so 10 million. Oops, not decimal point. And then we do plus sign, and we go to the next one. Now we see there's a 0 here, so we can skip that. We don't even need to do anything about it. Now we see there's a 5. So we do 5 as the digit times, and now you can do 100,000 because it's in the 100,000s place. Close your parentheses, plus sign. Let's go to the next one. Now I'm going to show you a little bit different way. So here's the 6, and you do your multiplication symbol. Now, if you can't remember what place value is, you can always count how many digits are. Wherever the digit is, that will become a 1. So I type a 1, and then everything else becomes a 0. So the 2 would become a 0, comma, 0, 0, 0. Pretty straightforward. Close the parentheses, plus sign, next parentheses. So I'm now at the 2. So there's the 2 times, I'm going to say that's a 1. There's a comma. There's a 0, 0, 0. Close my parentheses. I'm going to start at a new line here. Oops, plus sign. Now I'm 1 times 100, because I know that's the right place value, plus, I did it again, plus 3 times 10, plus 7 times 1. You see, each and every one is going to be a digit times and then the place value. The times is always going to be 1 and a bunch of zeros, or in the case of the ones place, it's just going to be 1. So that's pretty straightforward. What your task is going to be to bring to school tomorrow. I'm going to give you a number, a big number. Let's go with green here. We are going to go with this number. And I want you to first write it in written form, and then second, write it in expanded form. And finally, you need to make sure that you bring your answers to school and get ready for the Thunderdome. So remember, always go back if you need to, pause the video. Good luck, you will do great.